So in this class, we are going to review the test cases which you guys sent. Okay. So let's create a review comments Excel sheet and name it as AD, reviewer who reviewed it, review comments. Okay. And review type and status, review type. We can say here tester name. Okay. So right now I'm not giving anything. Later, usually it will be a tester name and story name. Okay, story name or a future name or whatever it is. Okay. Let's start with one. So R1, you can say review one. Okay. So reviewer is Sudhir. And let's start from the beginning. So yeah, this is looks perfect, but we need to make sure that we have to do the test type analysis in the very beginning. Okay, we have to do the test type analysis. So yeah, okay. So it is very important. Okay, without which we should not start writing the test cases. Okay, we have to write the test. We have to do the test type analysis, and let's identify the what are the test types can be applicable for this particular future, and then start writing the test cases. Okay, that's a very important. That's the first and uh, foremost thing which we have to ensure. Okay, and so how many? Okay, if you see here, we only cover functional test cases. If you see, we only cover functional test cases. So this is where test type analysis is very much important. If you would have done test type analysis, okay, we would have got no many more test types, and for each test types, we are sure that what kind of test cases which we have to write. Okay, so that's important. And so create account create. Okay, let's see some test cases here. Open Amazon browser by using the URL. Okay, perfect. Open Amazon on browser by using the URL. Click on the new customer link in the home page. The user left blank. Left blank in all the mandatory fields. Click on create account button.
Screen is not clear.
Is the screen is not shared to everyone?
Yeah, it's shared, but it is not clear to me.
Guys, what about others?
Broken, yes. I mean, broken.
Oh, the screen is broken. Oh, okay. Let me share 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Swapna. I'm sharing 1 second. Let's see. Hope this time it would be. So what about now?
Yeah, now it is clear.
Okay, thanks. Okay, let me know if some difficulties are there. Okay,
Mm.
I'm not sure why it is not shared earlier properly. The same way how I used to do, I did the same thing. Okay, that's okay. Let's discuss this one. So the user left blank in the all mandatory fields. Click on create account button. It should return another page. All fields must not be blank. Okay. So this test case is talking about do not enter anything and just click on the create account button. Okay, this is perfect. Must fill all the mandatory fields. Enter username is Raj and enter email ID is the user should be okay. Okay. So here we are not. So here we're saying the user must fill all the mandatory fields. Okay, but we are not filling the. Okay. Oh, great, great. Okay. So here is the test case. Okay. So here the password is different. Okay, that's great. Okay. So let's talk about this one. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay. So there are six test cases. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So what else we can cover? Okay. So these are absolutely fine. There is no issue. And but we can cover many more things. Let me write something. Okay. So from now onwards, okay, it is applicable to everyone. Okay. From now onwards, we can apply BVA. Okay. So when I'm covering these test cases, which I have not, boundary value analysis is not covered, but in our previous class, we have covered the boundary value analysis. Okay. So from now onwards, boundary value analysis can be applied and it can be written test cases, right? And what else? When boundary value analysis can be applied to a single specific field. Okay, the minimum range and maximum range, we can do that. And when it comes to there are multiple fields are there. Okay, so how can you test these combination of fields? Please give me answer. How can we test the combination of fields? Yesterday only we covered. Can somebody tell me how can we
by,
cover combination of
by using the decision table.
yeah, that's true. Thanks, Sunny. That's true. Okay, so what we have to do? So whether you apply on a paper or you on a whatever it is, okay. So just apply some decision table and let's identify some test cases for that. Okay. So not only applying the decision table, also you have to make sure that you optimize it. Okay. Apply decision table and write test cases. Okay. So and what else? So if you would have done a test type analysis, we would have got more review comments. But so as it is not done, okay. So what we can say non-functional test cases to be written. Okay, so I'm just giving a hint, one more hint. Okay, so these are definitely we can able to do that. Okay, for example, please write the following test cases for the given test type. You take any story, any future, these things are common. Okay, one is acceptance test cases, anything. Okay, so you can blindly go for making yes for all these test types. acceptance test cases, log test cases. And if it is a web browser, okay, definitely you can do multiple environment, right? Environment test cases are there. What is that? Compatibility testing. Compatibility. Okay. So is this compatible on different other browsers, different other systems? Okay. And log test cases. So you have to make, we have to make, yes for all these test types in the test type analysis, and then we have to write test cases for all these things. And you guys can think of anything else which is which definitely will be there for create account future. Okay, so if you get anything, yes, let me know. Usability, if it is a web application, definitely use. Yeah, somebody is telling, please go ahead.
Security testing and
Okay, that's true.
Localization.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, localization. So if it is a web application, definitely localization will come in. Not only web application, if it is anything, so we can have localization. So will work on where and all it will work. Okay, I mean, if I change the browser settings to Chinese, will it work? Okay, so if it's supposed to work, if your application is supposed to work on Chinese, it has to display all the Chinese labels, all the Chinese hint, all the Chinese error messages, it has to show, otherwise it's a defect. Okay, and yeah, other one is security testing, because so what are the data you are entering, security testing may not be okay, it's applicable. Okay, you give the password, if the password is displayed on the, usually when you type the password it will be, it will comes as a start. Okay, but in the URL if the password is shown, then what is the use of you know hiding the password? Okay, how can you protect the password? Password something which we have to not shown to others. Okay, when you typing something, there might be a couple of people around you. Okay, so in that case password should not be shown on the URL. Okay, that's one thing. If some data is going to the database, if any future is connecting to the database, okay, you also require to do the database testing. Agree? What kind of testing you do on the database? So in this create account future, what kind of you know what kind of test cases you can write? Can somebody tell me one or two?
the data is
So everything is being saved in a proper place.
Pardon, once again.
If everything is stored in a proper place.
Okay, that's one thing. Yeah, any other? Yeah, thanks, movie. That's correct. Anything else? Okay, so
whatever,
one, yeah, go ahead, Swamna.
yeah, whatever we are giving the data that should be stored in the database.
Okay, that's true. Perfect. That's true. Okay, so the most important test cases which everybody has to write for the database testing is that, okay, whatever the data we give in the from the web application, so finally it will be going to store in the database. Okay, let's check the database whether it is stored as it is. So however I entered, okay, whatever the data I entered, it's storing the same data. Okay, for example, if I'm entering data in 5 fields, okay, only data in 4 fields are storing in, the other one of the field is not stored. Okay, for example, your name only is not storing there, so there is a big defeat. Okay, that's a defect. Okay, we have to raise it. Okay, so we have to make sure that however we are entering the data, it has to store it in the same way, otherwise, so next time when you retrieve the data, it will be retrieved from the database. If the database is not having the data properly, the same thing will be displayed to you. Okay, so that's one thing. Any other test types? Quick. So Yeah, we said non-functional test cases to be written. There you have to identify what are the non-functional test cases you have to written. And let's focus on functional. Anything else we have to write here?
Functional test case.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So here it is. It was making sure that the functional test cases are written. Okay, that's great. Okay. Anything else? We have to write something which is not already provided in the test case document. No. So see, now we are thinking, okay, what to be written, what not to be written. Okay, so we should never have such kind of thinking. Okay, so when you
Log testing.
log, we did. Yeah, thanks.
Restart testing.
Okay, anything else?
I mean, do we have to do all the load testing, stress testing, spike testing?
Yeah, we have to do, but not here.
Those are non-functional.
Yeah, yeah. So please write the following test case. Okay, let's write here only. Okay. Yeah, Sunny, go ahead.
Do we have to do all the performance test, load testing, stress testing?
Performance we have to do. Performance we have to do. How much time it is taking to save the data. Okay, and yeah, you can do load testing. What you do the load testing. So for this, performance is enough. Okay, performance is enough, and you can also require to do concurrency. What if multiple users are trying to save that, create an account at the same time? Okay, this is important. Okay, and you can also do stress testing.
Wouldn't documentation testing be applied?
May not be, because for a create account there should, I don't think so there is a documentation required, right? So
I think it doesn't ask us to accept terms.
okay, if somebody, most probably it won't be any documentation for create account. Okay, so in case in your scenario, in your company, the developer is providing some documentation, yes, you have to test the document. Okay,
That still comes into functional, right?
yeah, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
these are enough. Okay, so
Okay.
because spike and all those not required. Okay, you can apply it, but see, so there are two things. Okay, one is applicable or not. Then this second one is required or not. Okay, so spike testing, endurance testing, you can apply for anything. Okay, but it is not required. Okay, so usually this non-functional testing will be doing most of the modules together. Okay, how much time it is taking. Okay, so performance will be applicable for anything. Okay, you can blindly go for that. And concurrency testing is also applicable for anything. You can blindly go for that. And stress testing and all, we just have to think whether it is required or not. Okay, definitely it is applicable, but we have to check whether it is required or not. If it is not required, you just put not applicable or something. Yeah, so make sure when you're writing the, when you next time when you are sending back your assignment, make sure you have completed all these test types. Okay, and a part of the test types, we have to make sure boundary value analysis and decision table. Yeah. So anything else can be written here. Okay, so there are 6 test cases which are written, good. So anything else can be written. So if we apply boundary value analysis and test type analysis, we'll be definitely getting more and more. And any functional test cases that we have to write it here. For example, yeah, that's fine, because anyway we identified things to be written. Okay. Okay. So once we have covered all these things, let's review once again. Okay. So for everyone, make sure all these are applicable for everyone. Okay. I'll be sending this to everyone.
So in a real life scenario, when we're, for example, if we're ever going to test Amazon, will there be a specification of how many test cases we should be writing for each test case?
No, no, no. It's up to you how many test cases you are going to write. Okay. So there is nothing like you have to write these many test cases or those many test cases. There is nothing like that. Okay. So everything based on your test type analysis, based on your boundary value analysis, based on your decision table analysis, you should you'll be writing all the test cases. Okay. So only thing is you have to make sure that you have gone through the you have written the test cases on a systematic approach. Okay, identifying the test type analysis and writing test case for each test type, and applying the boundary value analysis and writing some test cases and applying decision table and adding those test cases in the functional test cases. Applying decision table test cases can come into functional test cases. You can add them. You can add all those test cases whichever comes from the decision table into the functional test cases, or you can make a separate field, separate entry saying decision table test cases, and you can write there. Nothing wrong. Okay. So ultimately, wherever you write, whatever you write, you are going to execute them. Okay. And make sure that you have if you follow all these things, so you'll be confident and others will be confident that you have defined all the required test cases, 100% test cases. Okay, that is called test sufficiency. Yes. Any questions now? Okay, I'll be sending this document to all of you. Okay, let's review from your side and start fixing review comments and send back to me all your test design documents once again. Okay, if somebody ensured all these things, so let's give me a confirmation that so the existing test case whichever I sent is already followed all these things. Okay, otherwise let's send back to me once again. Okay, so that's about reviewing of test cases.